Hello. In this video, we are going to demonstrate a product that we sell known as SentinelOne. SentinelOne is kind of a next generation of the traditional antivirus. EDR stands for Endpoint Detect to Respond. So EDR has a few features over the traditional antivirus where it takes more a look at the big data that's hosted in the cloud and uses machine learning. It protects against more threats. It gives ways to resolve the zero-day attacks. It's a managed service. In our case, this one is backed by our full 24/7 by 365 NOC. Everything that is done in the system today, we basically had to set up separate to do because the SOC would handle all this on their own. And one other thing it really does is it gives a full attack storyline so that we can see what was done, and after we remediate and roll back the system, we can see if there's any other cleaning up that needs to be done. So we'll give the demo. So here you'll see our dashboard. There's currently no active threats. We're online, and the SentinelOne agent looks happy. White means happy. So we'll go and take a look at a couple folders here. So we got some test files, some graphics files that we can open and view, and just a plain text file that we can see what happens when the system gets encrypted. In this other folder, we have a crypto locker program. This is Tesla Crypt. It dates back to 2015 and is a very known and a virus, very known virus. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy the original file here back up to this level, and we'll paste it. And instantly we'll see that SentinelOne is saying a threat has been detected. It knows that just by the hash of the file and looking at the online databases. So we're going to demonstrate what happens when we double click this. Right now Windows Smart Screen says it's unrecognized. We haven't disabled it, so for now we're just going to click run anyways. And you can see it says, oh, we can't find this. You don't have the appropriate permissions, and this comes from SentinelOne. So what we'll do is go take a look at the SentinelOne dashboard again. We'll see that it has an active threat and it blocked a threat. So if we go back into here and take a look at the threat, I'm going to quarantine this. We'll issue that quarantine command. See, it was blocked here. We'll just quarantine that file again. So after a little bit of time, we'll go back here, and eventually this Tesla Crypt file will be removed. And there we go. So now we're going to demonstrate what happens when this CryptoLocker program actually does execute. So I'm going to go back in, copy the file, paste the file here. You'll see it was detected. It's not going to act upon it at this point. I'm just going to get the path. So what we need to do is open a command prompt as administrator. I'm just going to append some characters to the file. What this is going to do is change the known hash of this virus. Okay, so we changed the hash of the file. Still sees the threat is detected. Once again, Smart Screen hasn't been disabled, so I'm just going to run this anyways. And almost instantly, you see that file was deleted. It wasn't deleted by SentinelOne in this case because it didn't know the hash. It was deleted by itself. And as you can see, our machine is already fully encrypted. Granted, I don't have much data on this system, but you can see how it happened very fast. So I'm just going to exit out of all these windows that are telling me, hey, you're encrypted and you need to pay us to get the files back. So you can see the image files are gone, and even our text file, if we go take a look, it has all the strange characters, and that's been encrypted. So once again, we will go back into our dashboard, and we'll see the new threats that are in here. This was the last one that was killed and quarantined. This is the current threat. So we'll go into the dashboard for that threat, and instantly we're going to just go and remediate the system. So what that does, it kills the active file processes that are taking place. It'll quarantine the files, and it puts them in a different folder and it encrypts them, and then remediate. It will go back in and do some cleaning of registry settings, etc. Once again, we'll take a look at the virus total for this. Which is not working. However, we'll take a look at one that was opened earlier. You can see that this virus was detected by 55 of the 67 online systems. On the attack overview, it just gives some basic stats on what happened, what it was trying to do over the network. We're on a fully private network that there's no other systems on. It was trying to reach out to the network and go and encrypt other systems on the network. How many file operations took place in that short amount of time. Some other information that you could dig down into. In the attack storyline, it gives a whole storyline of what all happened during that attack. And it was all initiated by this initial file explorer, which came out to the test kit program that we executed. And as you can see, then it branched off from there and did all of its other operations to encrypt the system. And at every step of the way, you can take a look in the storyline and get details. In addition, all this other information about the attack and the processes that were used and the files can all be downloaded and sent off for further analysis. So we'll go back up to the top and take a look at a couple other options. One, there's disconnect from the network. If this is an attack that's happening, and as you can see it happened really fast, disconnect from the network may or may not work. It may save you some issues with the encryption of the other systems. We won't click that because then we'll lose access, but basically it just takes you offline, and then somebody can remote into that system only once it's quarantined into a sandbox and work on the system. But what we'll do now is demonstrate the rollback feature. So the rollback feature uses a combination. It uses the built-in Windows file snapshotting, and the difference is once SentinelOne takes those snapshots, it'll take those snapshots and encrypt them so that the CryptoLocker program cannot encrypt them itself. Because that's one of the first things that a CryptoLocker program will do, is try to remove the Windows snapshots so that you cannot recover back to a point. So now we'll go back and look at our files. As you can see, our files are already restored. Once again, we can open the image files. And if we go back into the text file, we'll see it's once again clear text. So at this point, what we will then do, I'm going to go back to the Analyze window for this. And on both systems, we are going to Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. I want to mark this as resolved since we worked on that one. That file has been remediated. It will not execute anymore. But for safety's sake, we'll just go and remediate this one more time. And we'll mark the threat as resolved. If we go back to our dashboard, we now see we're back into a clean state, and SentinelOne is back in a clean state. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at CNE IT Solutions. Thanks for your time.